4 versions, 1 email, 2 sentences of actual content, and a negotiation that only ever happened between me and me. If you over-explain everything, rewriting simple requests until they stop being requests, this video is for you. I'm Sukunta. I spent over 20 years in international corporate environments, reached director level, and then, quietly, gradually burnt out. I built the stability under pressure method from what I lived and what I now see in every high-achieving woman I work with. Today, I want to show you 1 email in slow motion because I finally watched myself write one, version by version, and what I saw explained 20 years. The email was to a senior colleague. The content was simple. I needed a decision from him by Friday, so my team could move. That's it. That's the whole message. Version 1 took me 90 seconds. 2 sentences, clear, direct. Hi, I need your decision on X by Friday, so we can start on Monday. Thanks. Done, right? I didn't send it. I read it back, and something in me flinched. I felt exposed. Too direct, said a voice in my head. He's senior. Soften it. So version 2, I added context. A paragraph explaining why I needed it by Friday. Perfectly reasonable, I told myself. He's busy. Context help. Version 3. The apologies arrived. Sorry to add to your inbox. I know how full your week is. A just appeared in front of my ask. I was just wondering if you might be able to. Listen to that sentence. I was just wondering if you might be able to. 5 layers of cushioning around the decision I was entitled to ask for. Version 4 barely contained a request anymore. It contained a case, evidence for what I deserve an answer. It contained a case, evidence for why I deserved an answer. Reassurance that I understood if he couldn't. 2 alternative options pre-built, so my ask would cost him nothing. And buried inside all of it, almost apologizing for existing, the thing I actually needed. 25 minutes for a 2-sentence email. I press send. And then, and you know this part, I checked for his reply, twice in the first hour. And here's the moment that changed everything for me. He replied 4 hours later, and his reply was 5 words. Sure, you'll have it Thursday. 5 words. No softening, no apology, no case. He'd read my 25-minute email in about 8 seconds, said yes, and moved on with his day. And sitting there, looking at those 5 words, I finally saw it. The negotiation that I had just spent 25 minutes on. Every concession, every cushion, every escape door I built him. None of it ever reached him. It all happened inside me, between me and me. I was the only person at the table, and I still lost ground. Now, let me tell you about the week after that, because seeing it once didn't fix it. First, I got curious, and I did something uncomfortable. I went back through my sent folders, months of emails, and there it was, everywhere. Sorry to bother you, just check in. I was wondering. Hundreds of messages, and every one of them came with something attached. Reasons, apologies, cushioning. Like I was asking to be allowed every single time, when nobody had never told me I needed to. And I realized the cost wasn't the 25 minutes. The cost was what every one of those emails had been teaching me quietly for years, that my requests weren't valid on their own, that I needed a case every time just to ask for normal things. You send enough of those and you start to believe it yourself, that you really do have to earn the right to ask. So here's the distinction that unlocked it for me. Editing is about the message. You make it clearer, shorter, easier to act on. Editing serves the reader and it ends. Rewriting, the kind I was doing, is about you. It starts after the message is already clear. Version 1 was clear. Everything after version 1 wasn't making the message better, it was making me smaller, asking for permission I already had. The first week, I tried to change it. I failed twice. Monday, I got myself at version 3, told myself that this one genuinely needs the context, and sent the long version anyway. Maybe it needed it, probably it didn't. Wednesday, worse. I wrote a beautifully direct message, panicked 30 seconds after sending it, and sent a follow-up softening the first one. 2 emails to do the job of half of one. But Friday, I got my rep. I wrote the request, read it back, felt the flinch, the exposed feeling, right on schedule. And this time, I recognized the flinch for what it was. It wasn't telling me that the email was wrong. It was telling me the email had nothing to hide behind. And I sent version 1. My heart rate was ridiculous for an email. The reply came back 2 hours later, completely normal, and nobody died. If you recognize yourself in this, here's what I want you to know. You don't over-explain because you're unsure of yourself. You're one of the most sure people in the room. You over-explain because somewhere along the way, you learned that you had to earn the right to ask. That's not a communication problem. It's a permission problem. And permission problem can be retrained. I wrote a free guide called Why High Achieving Women Lose Self-Trust Under Pressure. It goes into where this pattern comes from and how it compounds over a career. The link is in the description below. This week, just do one thing. When you finish version 1 of any message, stop, read it once, and before you touch it again, ask, am I making this clearer? Or am I asking to be allowed? Understanding your pattern is the beginning of your power. No one owns you.